Hey folks, welcome to Auman Landscape YouTube channel. We're gonna go through the shop yard today, and I had a great walk and talk with Ken Deemer of Local Roots. He came and visited a few days ago and spent the whole day here. It was fantastic. Did a couple great podcasts on Kid Contractor podcast with him. Really great episode there. Really looking forward to that getting out. I want to show you this crazy bird on Britt's car, the back of Britt's car here. Has, for the second day in a row, made a nest on the tire in the wheel well there. Like the second day for some reason. So we're gonna sneak up on this crazy bird. Look at the mess they're making, these jerks. Look at all this debris everywhere. Okay, here we go. I'm probably gonna get attacked by the bird. I'm gonna put the camera around real slow on the side. Here we go. Oh, nobody's in there. There was somebody in there a little bit ago. Look at this crazy thing. Like, what are you doing, homeboy? Like, what a beautiful piece of work too. Like, why look at the mud they got in the car, like crazy animals. All right, so there's a few things. So Ken, their Local Roots him and his business partner Patrick run a $9 million landscape design build company there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we took a walk around the yard and talked about a few things here. And about layout, and it's some stuff I hadn't really thought about, and I think some things are going to change how our philosophy here is at the yard, at the shop, at Auman HQ. And I don't know, let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. I'm all ears. One of the things that striking me right out the gate, you know, that Ken mentioned was like he thinks about everything in a prime real estate matter of thinking. And so everything inside the fence, the protected zone, the safe zone inside the wire here, is prime real estate. And so everything that's in here needs to be of prime value. And I thought that was a really interesting concept. So he's talking about he's like your stone, gravel, stuff like that. He's like, that really, if it can be outside of the prime zone, if you don't really, if space is limited, maybe consider that being outside. Maybe that's like here where the employee parking is. Let's show you that. Maybe our stone, and we got to get stone bins. He's like, which I know we've been planning on getting it, but he's like, even one block high of those big mafia blocks is better than nothing. And so like we could have a bin there, a bin there. So what, 1, 2, 3, 4 bins, and then we're going to continue this parking area clear on down, probably to about that orange marker down there. And then this is going to get widened out. That's going to get moved out about 20 feet already anyways. And so that'll allow for a lot more room here. So while it's not my favorite thing aesthetically to have out front here, we'll still have more vehicle parking here. And that part's all good. This eventually, that tube, drain pipe will eventually get cut down, or a rainwater thing eventually get cut down, blah, blah, blah. So that frees up this area, because the next thing, and I know this is a problem, when the guys pull in every day, they pull up, and I've got a pretty much T-turn or K-turn or L-turn, I guess, and back in here. And so guys are wasting time, and it's dangerous backing in every day. It's just stupid. It's a bad use of time. So what we want to do, and what I'm going to do, is one of the things I was thinking about was like, okay, well, the guys will pull in this way every day. They'll pull in the main gate, and then they would back in, and we'll park at a 45 along here. Now, the bad thing is that's over your shoulder right hand. You know, first truck in, second truck. And so that's like not the most expedient thing. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe we pull in the other way and we swing wide here, get the boneyard cleaned out, and trucks would then pull up and then back in. One thing Ken says, if it's an unhooked trailer, it gets parked in a totally separate area. The kind of orphan trailers or whatever always are getting moved into a special area where just trailers sit and not where trucks sit. Unless it stays hooked to the truck, they are gonna leave things hooked up. I thought that was interesting, that they've got a zone just for trailers, not just like trucks where trailers back up. The other end of this is like, as nice as this tree is, as much as you probably want to keep it, the tree unfortunately is gonna have to go. And he's like, this is eating up essentially 4 vehicle spots. And Ken's exactly right. Ken Deemer, again, Local Roots. Brilliant guy, but it's eating up, again, prime real estate. As cool as this is back here, and I was hoping initially, and we gotta clean up some trash. My fence contractor left a bunch of crap around here. But I wanted to make this kind of like a park-like setting back here. I thought this would have been really cool to do in like a perfect world. Put a picnic table down. That's why I left all these grindings, all that. But unfortunately, we need the room. We're just space is at a premium, and so we just got to have the space, because you just see how much stuff, you know, it takes to keep a company rolling. So few things that I was like, I think kind of just dead wrong on. So then it runs into the next things like, okay, so if we were, you know, if this were gone, then now we've got a place where like maybe that's kind of trailers get put in the back corner, trucks and bobtail trucks, as the truckers say, with you know, trucks without a trailer, you know, maybe they'll get parked here. That part I'm still trying to work out, but you know, you know, we're just trying to iron a few of these things out. Things are a total wreck here. It's, you know, peak season. We got a lot of stuff going on, of course, like everybody does, and a lot of haters and naysayers will be like, oh, my yard wouldn't let my yard look like that. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like the petty part of me would say, yeah, tell me what your yard looks like currently. And well, I don't have one. Well, yeah, so it's easy to cast stones. But this area out here, which does desperately need organized, and the shed got blown over that my boys built, like a lot of boneyard stuff. Here's a lot of crap. It just needs to leave. Like, holy smoke, folks. We need to do a lot of organizing. But over in here, I do want to try to protect these trees and the root zones. We got a lot of drainage work that needs to be done. There's a lot of stuff we've got to make happen. Our protection around our wellhead here, right? So we don't have a catastrophe with that. Again, I want to get pipe racks built and all that stuff through here, but meanwhile, you know, kind of keeping in mind the root zones here, that we're not smashing those down. So this is the gate, the east gate, if you will. That is our pull-through area, and you know, so this is what we would have, you know, going through here. Now we've got some pallets of material here along the building that we need to get tidied up and organized. We really finally are getting some stuff taken care of here, which is great. But you know, I'm debating if we would put racking, like the big pipe racks and stuff, up here against this end of the building, and that way we are keeping moving trucks and stuff like that away from the building, equipment and stuff like that. I've really thought a lot about that, and that also would give us a lot of swing, right? A lot of room to swing around the building here. So there's just so much stuff that needs done. There's just so much work that needs done here. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm going inside. It's freaking cold. You know, the other thing too we've got to create is a plant holding area, and you know, with irrigation and stuff like that. Look how much rain. I bet you an inch and a half of that is just this last rain event. So like we gotta consider a space for that too. Go inside where it's at least a little bit warmer. What are we rocking? 60 degrees with no assistance. That's amazing. By the way, just passed our final inspections here, so that's super cool. You know, so quite a few of those things, you know, we've got to, you know, constantly keep in mind. And we did have a grand plan of the whole place, but you know, it's just funny. What looks good on paper isn't always what you know, actually what plays out in the field. You know, Ken mentioned, he's like, well, why not go ham, he said, out front and out by the road, and put your best display work out by the road more so, rather than up by the building. And that is not something I'd really, I guess, fully considered. So what we might do is build our whole display area more so out by the road, because we've got the flat space to do it, and it could be really cool. Because out front here, again, birds are probably like, how the heck did my house get moved? Man, they're already got babies up in here. Look at all the poop on the... Oh, you dirty dogs. So, you know, coming out the east side here, you know, trucks would come out and swing wide, and we'd put vehicles more so, like employees and whoever else, gas and stuff, more up by the building. Look at the water seeping out of, you know, all this clean stone here. But you know, this parking lot can go out to that T-post out there. So we were going to put that display area out there just beyond the septic field, because we can't be over top of that. But yeah, maybe we do put that out there, and so we're going to dig a pond in here too. So lots of things to consider. Curious, hear from my social media friends here. what you folks think as far as like any of these thoughts or comments and whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm curious to know. So from Auman HQ, that's a quick little update and our thoughts on maybe a game, no, more of a mental shift on how the property lays out in real time. I don't know, lots to think about. Curious your thoughts. Let me know.